Let's just start with a big hello show and go into it rather than starting like dubsteppy and slash beatboxy.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, I think it's unprofessional when we do musical stuff because, you know, we're just too good, if anything. So why don't we just say a boring hello and then not make anything musical out of it, okay, Dan?
Okay. You're actually doing this as a bit, aren't you? But I actually think stop this and actually just actually do it properly and say hello.
I was going to do such a big number there. Anyway, yeah, we'll just do a big hello. Hello, hello.
Welcome to Miffs. I'm Matt Huss. And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus, if you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest. What? What? It's really interesting. Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs.
Hello and welcome to episode
53.
Good. Hope's presenting.
I was like, what number is it? I forgot. It is 53. Yes,
it is 53.
53.
The big 5-3.
What's that in bingo?
Let's name things. Let's Google celebrities that died aged 53. What a great way to start the podcast. Matt, you do some talking whilst I find some.
I did not agree to this, nor had any idea of this idea before literally 10 seconds ago. It really caught me off guard, this one. But, you know, like, we're 53 episodes in now. We're really kind of, you know, we're skating on fumes at this point. So, and, you know, it's really, we might as well just
Philip K. Dick.
Oh, that's cool.
Died age 50. 53 is quite young,
Can
actually.
I guess a couple of people? Or why don't you give me a couple of options and I have to choose?
Well,
is this morbid? I'm not sure if it's okay.
Well, what do you mean give you celebrities?
So why don't you give me 2 off there and 2 fake ones and I have to choose?
Okay. That's good. That's good. Or 2 fake ones, 1 real one. That's better.
2 real ones, 1 fake one.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, so we already know Philip K. Dick.
It'd be so funny if the fake one was a live person.
Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
Bram Stoker.
Uh-huh.
The Dracula.
Yeah, I know who it is. Uncultured, Dan.
George Michael.
Oh!
Which one of those died aged age 53?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest, because I think Bram Stoker definitely did. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good one. I should know the Freddie Mercury one, but I'm going to say Freddie Mercury because I'm not sure, but I think it's the right time frame because this is genuinely the hardest question I've ever because I should know
I picked quite good ones actually.
Yeah, you really.
One of them is true though.
Oh, 2 fakes.
2 fakes.
2 fakes.
2 fakes. Only one of them died age 53.
Gonna say Bram Stoker.
George Michael.
Really?
George Michael died, yeah. Do you know why I thought of Bram Stoker? Because Mary Shelley died aged 53.
Oh, okay.
So I thought I flipped it and did Bram Stoker.
I thought 50, it's all quite good. Do you know what age Freddie Mercury died? Because that's going to annoy me for the rest of the episode.
Let's find out. Babe Ruth as well, the famous baseball player. Okay. 53 is quite young, actually. That's quite sad.
Kind of, but then again...
Bram Stoker. At least... You know, people say that we don't learn anything doing these...
yeah, those people are fucking idiots.
People are fun idiots. Actually, this has become quite interesting.
I've got a question for you, Dan. Here's a pub quiz question.
Bram Stoker was 65.
65. Okay, can you do me a favour? Can you Google how many peregrine falcons did Bram Stoker have?
Oh, yeah, I can do.
Is that in the book that your mum gave us?
53! Wow! Isn't that so funny?
It all comes round.
All comes round. Anyway, that was a morbid start.
Yeah, I got very interested in it very fast. Anyway, Dan, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good now. I've Googled celebrities that died aged 53.
It's how you wake up. And are you feeling very restful today?
No, I'm quite tired.
For the bit, can you say...
Yeah, I'm really restful.
Are you really restful?
Yeah,
because we're staying in my place in up north, and, you know, Dan, I gave you a bed to sleep on, didn't I?
You did? It's a very comfortable thing. Yeah, a whole bed to myself.
A very comfortable bed,
yeah.
Listeners, I bring forth to you prosecution.
Let me say what you were about to say.
Let me just say... why. Dan Rose, a couple of weeks ago, whilst we were recording Miffs, the podcast you're listening to right now, forced me to not sleep in his bed, but on the couch. it was a sad moment for
Matt,
all.
every other time you stayed around, do I let you have my bed?
We share your bed, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's the kind of presenters we are. What other presenters? What other co-presenters?
Share a bed, yeah.
Yeah, imagine like
you have a spare room. I don't have a spare room. When my two housemates are in.
Yeah,
and
so
even if they weren't in, it would be weird if I without their permission let you sleep in their bed.
To us, I kind of prefer sleeping with you because it's like.
But we've slept together before in the bed, and
that's totally fine. Yeah,
and
that's not the question at hand.
You're leaving out why I made you sleep on the sofa.
Why did you force me?
You weren't very well, and I didn't want to get you a cough. And I think people listening to this podcast would appreciate that. Every other time I let you share my bed, but I was like, I don't want to. I haven't got ill yet. There's this cough going around. Everyone's got the flu. I haven't got it. I think it's passed, and I still haven't got it. So I think we're fine. But you had that. And right in my mouth. You had that, and I thought, you know what?
Well, did I have it though? Because the thing is, I just performed and I was quite tired. It's been a long day for me. I drove down from North, and Dan thought I was.
No, the next day you were much, much better. And then I believed you that it wasn't that you had a cough, it's that you were just unwell or under the weather that particular day. And did I or did I not, because you stayed 2 nights in a row, God forbid, did I or did I not let you have my bed the next night?
Yeah, but that does kind of show your guilt in the first case, so. So
I think people will.
Well, listener, this is up to you to decide. If you go into our Misfits page, we're going to have a poll on that. So you can choose whether I was in the right, that I should have been in his bed, which is a weird thing to argue for, or you can be on the defence side where I should have been on the couch. But I was really ill and he forced me to be on the couch. So get on the couch or else I'll hit you again.
No, you said... I'm really unwell.
I didn't say that.
No. You said I'm a bit unwell. I'm more than happy to sleep on the sofa if you want, so I don't get you ill. And I jumped on that, and I said, yeah, actually, now you mention it,
it was
that'd be a great
obviously a
idea.
bluff, though. I was like, I can go on the couch if you want. Like, yeah, fucking do it, please.
Oh, Dan, I don't feel great, but if you don't mind, I'll sleep on the couch if you want. And I was like, yeah, please.
That was
do.
certainly not the case.
Please do.
So, listener, the choice is yours. Are you on the prosecution side? That's my side. Or are you on Dan's side? The lame side. Go and miss
The one time I let you make you sleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
And all the other times have been lovely. I made you sleep in my bed.
Yeah, in all fairness. But that's... Hey Dan, here's the thing. I'm not sure it should go to the podcast, but it's something I noticed, which we've never talked about on the podcast, but it's something that interests me about you. When we slept in your bed the second night in a row, you asked for a pillow in between your legs. Why was that?
Because I sleep on my side, and I don't like having my my knees touch.
Yeah.
Because it squeezes it makes me feel like kind of squeezes a little bit my testicles, and it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. Always done it ever since I was a kid. I always put normally I wrap my duvet in between my legs.
Yeah.
But when I've got someone next to me, obviously they also have the duvet, and I haven't got enough duvet to play with to wrap between my legs. So I will use like a pillow, or in this case, I wrapped a sleeping bag between my legs.
What was the childhood thing which allowed you to do that?
I had an operation to. I had a perfectly normal operation. Had a cyst that was causing testicular torsion on my left testicle. I had it removed when I was... don't know how old I was, actually. I want to say 13, but that might be wrong. Maybe older. And yeah, ever since then, I just feel like I don't like having my testicles squished together.
You know what?
Email us. miffspodcast@gmail.com if you are also a gentleman listening, or a lady listening to this. I don't judge. If you have testes and you don't... or you just don't like your knees touching, whatever it is.
Okay.
I'm not the only... and I know I'm not the only one, actually, because one of my friends... I say friend. Someone I was once talking to at a party told me that he doesn't sleep. He likes something between his legs as well.
Okay, let's do a couple of things to clarify first. Right, we've done 53 episodes, and at times we've been scraping the barrel, and not once did you mention this gold mine. By the way, this is like...
why would I mention this?
Operation...
There's a lot of weird things I do that I haven't come up in this podcast.
Like what?
Someone like you, I don't just bare my soul.
Well, that's what the podcast's about.
I hate fruit. There's another one that people hate me for.
Well, people know that already.
Yeah.
Bananagate.
Bananagate. All fruits, disgusting.
Oh, we forgot to mention, by the way, the other night we were at dinner with my family, and I usually think Dan's eating habits, i.e. Weetabix, is quite extreme, and he's quite prolific and talks a lot about his...
Oh, actually, yeah. I just realised we were going
However,
with this.
I realised that my family were equally weird, because I mentioned Dan was a fan of Weetabix, And I kid you not, the whole table erupted with Weetabix.
Big
Like,
debate.
oh, we're going to have hot milk, but no bananas. I fucking shit bananas. And,
Your mum was straight in. Oh, I think Weetabix is much better with hot milk. I was like, yes, Manny, get in. We high-fived across the table.
But then my Auntie Rhea...
was like, oh, I prefer cold milk.
She was hot milk.
She was hot milk. It was your cousin Lynn was more... She likes her Weetabix with a bit of crunch, her and Ian.
Yeah, like, savages.
It was 3 against 2. You
Uh,
and Stuart were just like, what the f...
Actually, Stuart's a big Weetabix eater as well.
Actually, he has... I remember that when he can... yeah, we got to eat Weetabix with hot milk, and he agreed with me, and I appreciated that.
But that's beside the point.
There's something else funny I've just realised that happened that I never told you about that happened at my dad's at Boxing Day, so we are going back a month or 2.
Okay, so there's a lot of open cans here, but go on.
Yeah. He said, Dan, would you like some Weetabix? I said, obviously. He was like, yeah, it's just in the top cupboard, because you've got a new house, so I didn't know where anything was. I take out the Weetabix. I'm talking to him, I've just got it in my hand. Talking. I open the box, I take out the Weetabix. As I've got the Weetabix halfway out of the box, I look at the box. It was Weetabix banana flavour.
Oh my god! Is it a joke or was it? Did you?
No, he just didn't realise he brought the banana flavoured Weetabix. He just brought it in a rush apparently and didn't realise.
Puke on his face?
I said this.
What words were said? Pretend I was your dad. Oh, can you get the Weetabix out?
I was like, yeah, sure.
Banana flavoured.
I didn't have it. I realised. I said, Dad, what the hell is this? He was like, it's Weetabix. And I said, no it isn't!
It is the devil's food!
Banana flavoured, it's disgusting. He apologised.
You murdered him.
Yeah. He said, well, that's a weird thing, you should get over yourself, but also I appreciate that you don't like that. But I'm devastated.
Wow, that was a shit punchline.
He said, oh, it's really easy for me to miss that it was banana flavoured. It really wasn't. It has banana flavour written in massive letters all across the front.
What your dad should do is just get the Morrison's ones with the Savers ones.
Yeah, God, they were terrible as well.
But going back several things, you talked about tested...
going back to my testicles, yeah.
I just wanted to come out and as a piece of solidarity. I didn't realise until you mentioned this, but I like having things in between my legs as well. I don't know what it is, but I just like to... It's the cushiony. So I also found like a cushion you can have in between.
Yeah, I always... If I sleep on the sofa, I put a cushion between my legs as well. I always sleep with the duvet kind of wrapped between my legs.
I've just realised why I was single, bud. Anyway, should we crack on with the second part of the Odyssey?
Yes. For the love of God, yes.
Maybe Odysseus has testicular torsion. Alright, here's a jingle.
Welcome to the Odyssey, where we meet a man stranded at sea, searching for home with varying success. Why didn't he just book a National Express?
And fade out. Hello, and welcome to your favourite part of the podcast. Actually, is it your favourite? I don't know. So, today we're...
This is my favourite part of the podcast, because it means I don't have to find out about Matt's life.
Such a bell. You're only saying that because I brought up the testicular torsion.
Yes. No, I'm really quite open about it. It's, guys, don't be ashamed. It was all fun and good. Went to the doctors, had an operation.
Yeah, if you're suffering with any body issues... See a doctor.
Yeah. If you have testicular torsion, you should definitely get that looked at.
Actually, no. If you're suffering with
also, if you have testicular torsion and you aren't going to the doctors about it, then man, you must have a pain threshold.
Yeah,
very high pain threshold.
Oh man, that's not.
It's like, I'm a bit uncomfortable today. My testicles twisted round. Isn't that uncomfortable, Dave? Nah, it's fine. I'll go to the doctors tomorrow.
Genuinely awful. Anyway, Dan, what happened in the first part of the Odyssey? Actually, no. Can you ask me?
No, I can tell you. Odysseus is on an island. He's been captured by Calypso on his way home from the Trojan War.
Well, we'll leave.
And his family didn't know that, so they are looking for him.
But basically, Telemachus has been told that his father is still alive, and there's still hope that he might return. And basically, the people in Ithaca are waiting for his return. It's been 20 years, but they're still waiting. And now we actually see Odysseus for the first time. And are you excited to meet our hero, Dan?
So now we get to find out what actually happened.
Yes. This one here. So, Dan, what do you imagine Odysseus to be like? Because you met him a bit in the Trojan War. What do you imagine him to be like?
I imagine him... Well, Odysseus.
Yeah.
Isn't he pretty cunning and pretty clever?
Yeah, and how do you envisage him?
Like Sean Bean from the film Troy.
We were talking about this beforehand. Dan's only classical references, and I'm not joking here, are either Troy, the film Troy, or 300. And you've heard that throughout the podcast as well. Every time it's like, oh, Sean Bean, or like, oh, he kicks them down a well. Like, oh, goodness me. But yeah, so he's quite a proud hero.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to start book 5 and yeah, go henceforth. Alright, shall we crack on?
Yeah.
Athena pleads to the gods and Zeus at Mount Olympus on behalf of the imprisoned Odysseus and Telemachus, who are in danger of being ambushed. Okay, so Telemachus is on his way back from Sparta. He might be shot down by the suitors.
Correct, yes, because the suitors are like, we cannot know the truth that Odysseus is alive, because then they won't be able to marry his mum.
Yeah, it gets rid of...
I was listening.
And Athena is pleading because Odysseus is stuck on this island. He's been there for 8 years on Ogygia, with Calypso as his captor / something else as well. So Athena's pleading to Zeus. Zeus tells her to protect Telemachus, and he sends Hermes to order Calypso to release her prisoner, as we saw at the start of book 1. Although Odysseus must sail alone first on a raft to Scylla, where he will receive lavish gifts from the Phaeacians, but that's in the future. We'll get to that later on. So Hermes goes down. Hermes, the messenger god, he races to Calypso's beautiful island, Ogygia. He gives Zeus's command to her. And what happens is he comes in, but she's not that very hospitable. She's like, what do you want, hey? And it's very rude to ask questions for inviting people in. But she gives him a bit of food, a bit of stuff, and he asks her to give over Odysseus. And she's very reluctant. But eventually she agrees. But not before pointing out that male gods are allowed to take mortal lovers, while female ones, like herself, are not. And informs the weeping Odysseus of her new plans. So our first instance we see of Odysseus,
he's crying.
She's going onto the beach and he's crying. He's a broken man, you know. Although,
because he's just been captured for 8 years.
Yeah, and he wants to go home. The Greek word for what Odysseus is feeling is nostos. It's the wanting to go home, and that's the whole drive of Odysseus. But it's a bit of a weird point here. We'll finish off this paragraph, and I'll discuss my refute. He is suspicious of her sudden help, and does not think a raft would be sufficient for the ocean, but she assures him there is no subterfuge whatsoever. They have dinner, and Calypso tries to convince him that she is better than his mortal wife. Odysseus flatters her, but insists that he longs for home. They sleep together, as they do every night. So, here's an interesting thing.
So they've been having sex every night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
has she been raping him, or is he kind of into it, do you think?
Well, again, this isn't me from a gender point of view, but I do think he has been sleeping with her from a consensual point of view. But that's not just because he's a guy. I think that he's been there for 8 years, and I think he kind of...
Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, I don't know. I think he chose to do it, and the thing is, he still wants to be home with his wife, but he has been sleeping with other people as well.
Yes, yeah.
And he's a bit of a dirty dog, is Odysseus, and so he has been sleeping with a few people as well. So he has sex with her, and then he builds his raft to go on. But obviously Calypso really wants him to stay, because he's been with her for 8 years, even though he has imprisoned her, but also...
They've kind of got a weird friendship.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a friendship. Well, hopefully so.
But she's probably used to his company.
Yeah, and now she's all by herself.
Yeah.
With Calypso's help, Odysseus makes his raft over the next 4 days, and he receives some gifts and a magical breeze, and he leaves on the 5th day. He sails on his raft for 17 dreary days until he nears Scylla, but Poseidon sees him, and we all know Poseidon hates him, and realises the gods have freed him. He conjures a mighty storm, and Odysseus believes he will drown as he is tossed around and thrown underwater. Then we meet an old friend, Daniel. The goddess Ino... it's a different person. The goddess Ino... I think of Io, to be honest. Sorry. The goddess Ino sees him and sees him struggling, but she decides to rescue him with her veil. Odysseus thinks this might be another trick, that after his raft breaks apart, he takes her veil and swims with it to shore.
Can I ask, why doesn't he like Odysseus? Because all the gods seem to like Odysseus except for Poseidon. So what's he done to Poseidon?
We will find out more afterwards. Okay. But basically, when Poseidon was on the side of the Trojans, so that's another thing. But also, Odysseus had been sacrilegious to him at some point.
Okay.
as well. So it's all. We'll find out at a different point, but Poseidon does not want him to go home.
Okay.
Athena calms the storm, and Odysseus swims for 2 days until he nears the shore. But sharp rocks surround it, and he fears dying on them in the rough surf. Athena tells him to grab hold of an oncoming rock ledge, and he does, and it tears the skin of his hands. After he is pulled underwater, he finds a calm river, and finally collapses on land.
So he's been sailing for 17 days on a raft, and then he's had to swim for 2 days.
Yeah.
He's got there, he's chopped his arms all cut up from the rocks, but at least he's made it.
Finally.
Good for him.
Knowing the river area will be too cold at night, he finds a bed of leaves in a nearby forest, though he may be easy prey for wild animals, and goes to sleep. And because he has wet clothes and he doesn't want to get pneumonia, he takes off all of his clothes. He's butt naked. Sleeping in the bush. So that's in the book 5. And but whilst all this is happening, Athena is working on magic. What happens then?
At night, Athena visits the Phoenician princess Nausicaa.
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 It's Nausicaa.
In a dream, and urges her to wash her clothing. When Nausicaa... spelled differently twice in the sentence of a sentence, didn't realise that. When Nausicaa awakens, she takes a mule cart and her maids, and they wash her clothing in pools by a river. They spread the wet clothing along the beach, then wash themselves and play a game in the nude.
Hello.
Odysseus, naked himself, wakes up when he hears them. He approaches them, but he is dirty. But his dirty, wild appearance frightens all of them away. But apart from Nausicaa.
But this is a really interesting point. If you're naked on a faraway island and you see people, you need help, but you're naked, yeah, you look pretty ravaged. Like, what do you do in that situation, if you know what I mean? It's a bit of a moral conundrum, isn't it? Because, like, I want to go over to ask them for help, but there's no way to kind of ask for it.
I don't think it's a moral conundrum. I think you say, hey, help me, look at me, I'm clearly in a bad way.
But if it's like, imagine, like, the Nausicaa's a princess, and like, he's around with like gentry. And, like, it's quite you're in a civilized society here. If you imagine if you walked into town but naked, and go, "Hey, help me! Can you help me, please?"
Well, no, you're telling me from the point of me doing that now would be weird. But if I've been in prison for 8 years and I finally escaped, I would say, "Please."
They don't know that though.
Yeah, I know, but you'd still say, "Please help me," wouldn't you? Not once would I be like, "Oh no, I better not."
What I mean, it issues caution. You know what I mean? You can't be like, "Hey, help me!" You know what I mean?
I'd just say, "Excuse me, I'm Odysseus. I'm the king of Ithaca. But I've been imprisoned for the last 8 years."
Doesn't that look a bit mental though? You go, "I'm a dead king from 10 years ago."
No, I think you're making a point that doesn't exist. I think if you have been in prison online for 8 years and you finally see help, you're going to ask for help. You're not going to be like, "Oh, it's a bit rude of me to ask." Of course you're not. You're going to be like, "Please, for the love of God, help me."
Just a bit of fun, Dan.
He asks if she is mortal or a goddess, and praises her surpassing beauty. Now that is weird if he's naked. He asks for her help in directing him to town and providing him clothing. She gladly agrees and directs her maids to tend him. See, it's not all bad. Odysseus is modest, however, and wants to bathe in privacy. He cleans up with Athena, making him even more handsome, and the maids give him food and drink.
Okay, now this is a really interesting point, because so he gets in the bath, scrubs away, shaves his beard, and Athena makes him look fit, you know, like she's like, "Whoa, the beach body ready, whoa." And why do you reckon she's done this? Why do you reckon she's made him more attractive?
So that girls want him?
Kind of. So Nausicaa obviously has a bit of a soft spot, so the more attractive that he looks, Athena reckons that
she's more likely to help him.
Yeah, more likely to get the favours and stuff like that. So it's very superficial, but it does turn out to be quite effective.
That is life, girls. Nausicaa directs him to walk behind her cart with her maids on the way to town, but warns him that if people in town see him with her, they will gossip that he is her future husband. People jump to conclusions, I hear, in Greece. Therefore, she asks him to hide behind some trees near the city wall when they enter, then to ask direction later to the palace of Alcinous.
Alcinous. Alcinous.
We're going with Alcinous?
Yeah,
okay, guys, we're going with Alcinous. There he will find her mother, whom he should ask for help. If she likes him, then she will have him home soon. They head to town and pass Athena's grove, where Odysseus prays for Athena for hospitality from the Phoenicians.
Phaeacians, by the way.
Phaeacians,
it says this place is called Phaeacia, and the interesting place about Phaeacia, because in the next episode we'll be hearing a lot about his adventures throughout the storm, stuff like that. So we'll be learning. It's very fantasy based, if you know what I mean. But this, and later on in the saga, it's all to do with Ithaca and stuff like that. So we learn about. It's more like based in reality. But this place, it's the last time. It's in the chronology. It's one of the last of Odysseus' adventures. It's the last stepping stone between. It's half a fantasy land and half civilization.
Okay.
It's his integration back to civilization.
Okay. So he's asking for help before he wanders in there and declares himself Odysseus. Yeah.
After he waits for Nausicaa to go to her father's palace, Odysseus makes his way alone and he encounters Athena in the form of a little girl. Thank God Theseus isn't around.
Yeah, I was going to say, he gets kidnapped.
He asks her for directions to the palace, and she leads him there while shrouding him in mist so no one else can see him. Again, Athena's been really protective, and it's really weird. Isn't it weird to see God being genuinely nice?
Do you also not think it would be weird to see a bit of mist floating through the city?
It's invisible mist. It actually occurs in the Aeneid as well. So
he's invisible.
Yeah, basically invisible. She tells him Alcinous and his revered queen Arete. It's spelled Arete. And when I was in school learning this, we'll call it, because we're Yorkshire, Arete.
It probably is Arete, because Crete is spelled like that, with a C.
No, it's Arete, I believe it. She tells him Alcinous and his revered queen Arete are at supper. He enters the lush, ornate palace and finds the king and queen. He embraces Arete's knees and asks her for passage to home. Alcinous leads Odysseus to the table, where he is fed. Good hospitality.
Yeah.
Alcinous says they will make sacrifice in the morning, then think of how to send Odysseus home. He also wonders if Odysseus is a god. Odysseus assures him he is not, and that he has suffered great pains. Later at night, alone with Alcinous and Odysseus, Arete recognises Odysseus' clothing as her own creation and asks him who he is and who gave him his clothing. Because obviously Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Okay. He relates his story from Calypso's island until Nausicaa's help earlier that day. Alcinous says Nausicaa should have taken him home with her directly, but Odysseus says it was his idea to follow her separately. Taken with Odysseus, Alcinous vows to help him get home.
He's always very likeable, isn't he, Odysseus? In all of his stories and other things as well. He always people just like him.
That's what I mean. He's very culpable, if you know what I mean.
In the morning, Athena, in the form of a crier, calls the townspeople to assemble to meet a stranger. She's everything, isn't she, Athena? Hear ye, hear ye.
Yeah, she has a lot of time in her plate. Bearing in mind, most gods are just fucking around.
Yeah. The crowd gathers and sees Odysseus cast in a godly light by Athena. Alcinous asks them to provide a ship and crew for their anonymous guest, and then prepare for a festival celebrating the stranger. He's going to get a festival thrown for him.
He's been there for one day, you know what I mean?
His instructions are followed, and at a feast for Odysseus, the blind bard, Demodocus, it's a type of dinosaur, isn't it? Sings a song about...
That's so dumb.
Sings a song about the battle between Odysseus and Achilles at Troy. Odysseus furtively cries at the memories it stirs, and Alcinous notices, stops the music, and starts up the pentathlon trials. Various games are played, and Prince Laodamas asks Odysseus to join. With so much on his mind, Odysseus is reluctant to play, and one of the athletes, Sea-Reach, accuses Odysseus of having no athletic talent. Harsh. Odysseus takes up the challenge and throws a discus farther than anyone else. Inspired by his throw and by the disguised Athena's praise of it, Odysseus dares anyone to beat him in any athletic contest, especially archery.
I thought that said except archery. Imagine that Arthur Partridge remote. I can beat you at anything.
Except not archery.
Yeah, not archery. I have colour.
He silences the crowd, and Alcinous praises his prowess and suggests a dance performance. Wow.
Oh wow, you threw that discus really far. Yeah, but can you do tap dancing?
Demodocus sings about a trust between Ares and Aphrodite, which ended when the cuckolded Hephaestus forged chains and snarled them when they went to bed together. He then invited the other gods to witness the adulterers caught in the act.
So
That's weird.
Just to clarify this bit, it seems a bit weird to have these random stories put in, but...
It's a story about Ares and Aphrodite having the sexy time.
Yeah, but so these are myths within the main story, if you know what I mean. This is how a lot of myths get traversed, because
it's real life human beings in ancient Greece retelling stories of the gods.
Yes, yeah. But it's Homer's way of getting these small myths in to talk about the gods, if you know what I mean. So they are like mini myths, if you know what I mean. Mini myths.
So this is the one about Hephaestus getting caught and catches
we
Ares
refer
and
to it.
Aphrodite. Yeah.
Perfect.
Odysseus enjoys this story and is impressed by the following dance Alcinous' son performs.
He's obviously like, he's not much of a javelin thrower, but he can do a good step up.
Alcinous gives Odysseus a great bounty of clothing and gold, and Seareach, by way of apology, gives him a fine silver and ivory broadsword and some sandals. On Alcinous' order, maids bathe him. When he returns to the main hall, Princess Nausicaa asks him to remember her. He tells her he owes her his life. During the feast, Odysseus praises Demodocus' song about the Achaeans, and asks him to sing about the wooden horse Odysseus used to invade Troy. Sing a song about me! Sing a song about me!
Yeah.
That's basically what he's doing. He does, and Odysseus again weeps, and only Alcinous notices. Alcinous stops the music, questions why the stranger has cried despite all the gifts he has received, and asks him for his name and his full story. Dun, 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 dun.
And what happens?
So eventually they're like... So they've been celebrating this guy who's only been there a day and a half.
Yeah.
And at the end of this festival, to celebrate this guy who they all think's great, they're like, we should probably have asked who he actually is. Do you don't think that's a bit weird? That's exactly what's just
That's
happened.
like having a Christmas festival. Like, sorry, who's Jesus?
Yeah, who's Jesus?
Oh, who's Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Well, listen to episode 45.
Because then, like, he can obviously tell that everyone's looking at him thinking, wait a minute, this guy's clearly got memories. We're singing about amazing things that happened, and I think this guy might have... I think he might be involved.
No, I think what they know he's Odysseus from the war, but they don't know what's happened to him since. Right, hold on. If you're feeling so sad, what's happening?
Oh, I see.
Tell us your full story.
Yeah.
And what happened...
That's where we're about to find out what happened to him. We're about to go back.
We're going to have a flashback, and we'll learn what happens to him. But that's for another Miffs time.
That's for next week.
Yeah. Anyway, time for a jingle.
Hey there, my name's Matt Huss, and in this link I have an American accent, and I advocate the safe use of Miffs podcasts in small doses.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we have in this myth, we like to rank... I failed that. So every week we like to rank each myth we do. Obviously, we're doing the Odyssey as different parts, but we like to rank individual parts. And this is this is the Calypso Nausicaa one. So we rank up 4 sections: life skills, morals, creativity, and WTF. Dan, take it away.
Life skills, these are things that we've practically learned. And I don't mean, have I practically learned anything? I mean things that we have physically learned how to do from a practical perspective. It's out of 10, Matt. What's your score?
Should we do no discussion this time whatsoever?
No, we did learn quite a lot, to be fair, didn't we? Did we? We learned how to build a raft.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
We learned more hospitality rights.
Hospitality rights. We learned how to make clothes.
How to send... how to approach someone naked.
How to approach someone naked. How to throw a discus.
Yeah.
How to dance.
Yeah.
How to sing.
Yeah. That's... Okay, there's quite a lot here. Learn how to persuade people like gods.
Yeah.
How to have a mist.
How to make invisible mist.
Yeah. How to survive a storm.
How to survive a storm.
See, I was actually thinking quite low, but there's actually quite a lot here.
7.
6, I'll say, because it's not too much. What do you reckon?
Is it any more than last week? Probably not, and we gave that a 6, so I'll go 6.
Yeah, well, we learned a lot of life survival skills, didn't we? Is that worthy of a 7 now?
I think it's a 7. Come on, please.
But it's not. We didn't learn that much. We learned a lot of bits and pieces. Lots of we learned both survival stuff and performance stuff.
Great point. It's a 7. Morals.
We're supposed to discuss this.
It's clearly a 7.
Well, you were unclear. You said 6, 10.
No, and then you just mentioned that actually because I was trying to be nice to you and make you realise that you were probably right, but then you went on and then you justified your 6 by saying actually it was better than a 6. So I was like, I agree, it's a 7. Morals. Did we learn much morally? I don't know.
I guess we learned how to treat guests in terms of but also how to bathe. It's
that's a life skill, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's why it should be a 7.
See, now you're justifying it here retrospectively. But I mean, the way that this Nausicaa helped, even though she's a prince, she helped this guy, a princess even. Again, my gender roles mixed up. She
still helped this guy, looked after him.
There's a lot of love there, if you know what I mean, this care, compassion. Also, they're very...
Athena's been very helpful again.
Yeah, also, the whole of the Phaeacians are really lovely.
Yeah, they're holding a feast for him. They're really nice. We've just learned that just be nice to people.
Yeah, there's no moral strife for real. Oh, Poseidon, don't piss off the gods.
Don't piss off the gods, or else they'll...
Also, people like I know, like saved his life with the
Yeah,
veil.
that's really nice.
Yeah, I guess not a lot.
5? Is it average?
I think below, maybe 4. I don't know. What do you reckon? What?
Other than the fact that everyone was nice, there wasn't different types of moral conundrums,
like
so I reckon
nice.
it's a 4.
Yeah, hospitality.
Creativity, how creative did we think it was? From a narrative point of view, pretty good. I mean, we've got this whole, like, going back, that's quite dramatic.
Yeah, I think there's a narrative structure for sure. And also the fact that he goes from Calypso, this
Evil.
Yeah, oh, is she evil? I think the best thing about the Odyssey is that even the suitors, though they're seen as evil, they're not... Individually, they're not awful, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah.
And that's what it does best. They have clandestine characters, but they also show both in good and bad sides to them. Apart from really Poseidon, who seems to be quite evil all the way through, and unjustly so. But that he's needed for a narrative structure. But like Calypso, though she was imprisoned this guy and had a sex life, but equally she did let him go, and also, but it was like, hey, if you want to stay here, you're welcome to as well. Like it didn't seem like a prison sentence necessarily. I mean, obviously he couldn't leave, but like I don't know. It just seems that she's not evil, not like truly evil. If you know what I mean. There's some good in her, if you know what I mean. And she could work with the gods, cooperate with them, and also. I guess creative-wise, we're in the land of Phaeacia, and so that's where it's half... it's like a fantasy land, but also civilized society as well, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, there's a lot going on. And that woman, for like all the red mist and stuff, that's cool, the invisible mist.
How Athena helps.
Is that I know how she helps. With the veil.
A lot of different gods, a lot of different locales, from Odyssey to Phaeacia as well. I'm going to say 7.
I was going to go 7. It's nice to agree on something, isn't it?
Finally.
WTF? Anything here that's a bit messed up? Probably the whole sleeping with Calypso.
Yeah, that whole kind of weird sense.
Or the whole her keeping there for 8 years is weird.
Yeah, imprisonment. That's quite weird.
He had to sail on a raft for 17 days and swim for 2. That's pretty messed up. That's a long old day.
That's a bit weird.
Long old time, yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. What also is a bit weird is that Poseidon...
He's terrible at killing him.
Well, that too. But he's a god of the sea. And only after 17 days, like, hey, wait, this guy! You know what I mean? Like,
wait, where's he going? Yeah, that's true.
Phaeacia is pretty like,
normal.
Apart from being naked in the bush, which is more, if anything, coquettish, I think it's nothing weird, apart from that guy, hey, well, you can't beat me. And then, I think Odysseus, the only time he's a bit of a dick, he's like, well, I can obviously beat you or anything. He's a bit... Also, the fact that he's changed his appearance as well, that's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird, yeah, he gets better living.
It's not WTF, but it's some weird stuff. Not too weird, though. But I'm going to say maybe a 4 or 5.
I'll go 5. I'm just going to go 5 to give a benefit of the doubt. The whole Calypso thing's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
I'd say it's just a normal, average...
There's no gore, though.
No.
It's not... I think it's 4, because it's slightly below average, I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, because 5 is always what we call our average, right? Like our bog standard.
And I think... This out of what we just talked about, Odysseus' story is going to get way more messed up. But so in comparison, I think it's only right to give it a 4.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
7. Add 4 is 11. Add 7 is 18. Add 4 is
22.
22. Woo! 20. That's pretty.
I think
pretty
suitable.
Yeah. 22.
And to be honest, it's a building myth, if you know what I mean. And next week we're going to see a lot of different stuff. But as I was saying...
I'm enjoying the Odyssey.
Yeah, you like it so far?
I like it.
And the thing is, it gets a lot better as well. And yeah, it's slightly different the way we're doing it to the actual text, if you know what I mean. But I love it. I love both versions of it anyway. Because, as I mentioned, there's stories within it which are nice, but we are skipping over for the benefit of this podcast.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the league table live in its full glory, why don't you go to our Misfits fan page and check it out there. You can also sign up to our Facebook at Miss Podcast and Twitter at Miss Podcast.
If you have any suggestions of... I mean, future myths, we'll have to wait until after the Odyssey, but we're always happy to hear from our fans. So contact us at miffspodcast@gmail.com. I nearly forgot it.
And if you want to, again, just get in touch with us, feel free to do that as well. We're an open book. And if you also want to give us any donations for the podcast, please go in the episode description link, and there's codes for Patreon, where you can donate weekly, or you can go give us a one-off donation at Ko-fi. And also, finally, give us 5 stars on iTunes, because we're fucking ace.
And as always, please tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell everyone.
Tell everyone you've ever met.
If you work in radio, put it on. Just stick, instead of songs, put on the podcast.
Put on the podcast, yeah.
Or if you work as the Queen, just tell everyone about it. In your Christmas speech, tell everyone about it.
I think it should be mandatory that prisoners in the prison system listen to myths.
Okay, I like how we started with a morbid fact, and we've kind of gone quite... It's a morbid sandwich here, so... Okay, why do you think that, then?
Because...
Is that war torture, though?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take it. I'll confess to the crime.
Criminals that have been bad, they're going to use us in interrogation.
Oh,
Tell us what you hit the bomb, or what? We're going to play you 5 random episodes of... Oh, no, don't say it!
It'll be the big challenge! No! It's interesting but disturbing.
As always, thanks for listening, guys. I've had a good time. You had a good time?
I've had a lovely time. And thank you for listening. And hopefully you've had a good time.
And, Matt's going to go back to the couch.
The couch?
You're going to sleep on the couch.
Oh, god damn it, yeah. I thought that was like the prison sentence.
Actually, just FYI, was sleeping on my couch better or worse than sleeping in your car?
Oh, good question, actually. Because you actually, before I mentioned this, like, you sleep in your car. I was like, yeah, but at least
Yeah, when Matt was going on about, you made me sleep on the couch, I said, you're pretty picky for a guy who regularly sleeps in his car.
Well, you know, like, the couch was more comfortable in my car, but, you know.
There we go, you heard it first. Yeah, I was nice to him. Is that how that works? I don't know.
Well, it's better than the prison cell.
Better than the prison cell, yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you don't die at 53.
Yeah.
Miffs.